Yo, what up, y'all? You are tuned in to another episode of Behind the Baller. Why is it called that? I mean, the 22nd episode, and if you don't know that by now, it's because if I'm posting jewelry and I'm posting cars and shit, which I've done a little bit, but I go months without that shit. One, it's because jewelry is something that I do for a living, and I don't like to talk about it too much on this podcast because this is Behind the Baller. And the baller, I don't mean by baller lifestyle. My name came from, if you've been tuning in since episode 1, the name came from playing football and basketball, from being an actual baller in sports. But we go deeper than that. We go into my anxiety, go into being a dad, any kind of struggle. It doesn't have to be a financial struggle. It could be any kind. It could be an emotional, it could be in growth, personal growth, business, whatever. This is a business podcast. I drop some gems, but most importantly, I want you guys to understand that I know how blessed I am, okay? But none of this shit is by accident. Understand that. Sometimes when I complain about some little fucking penny ante shit, and I sit there and be like, yo, man, I flew a coach flight. It's like I've done that like 3 times in the last 11 years. People are like, oh, there's people. Listen, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. You have to understand, I do not give a fuck who's doing what, who's struggling where, who's starving here. That is not my immediate problem. Understand that. I'm not saying I'm not, compassionate towards people who aren't doing well. I help beyond my fair share of people. My immediate responsibility is to take care of my family, take care of my friends, my crew, my circle. If people did that more often and weren't so fucking selfish, it would be a big difference today in this world. Okay? So again, I don't give a fuck who else is struggling or anybody else, is because when I'm focused on a goal or something, nothing's coming in my way. Nothing's coming between me. I'm just focused on that. Okay? So that's got nothing to do with what I expect and what I demand in my life, because I have higher expectations. I know Phil Jackson, in his book, he wrote, have no expectations, you'll never be disappointed. Listen, fuck Phil Jackson, okay? Because I demand more out of life. My podcast is different because when I grew up, when I was like, 7, 8, 9, 10, candy was like a goal for me. It should be for most kids, but today, it's not like that. My son, he's like, hey man, I want some Robux. And I'm like, God damn, like every Friday, it depends on how good he is. I might give him 400 Robux, which is like $5, or I might get 800, which is $10, right? And I remember Kanye went on this rant after he had his first kid. He had, the fuck is her name? God damn it. I forgot Kanye's first kid's name. I know there's Saint, and I know there's Psalm, and there's Chicago, and what the fuck is the, God damn. I can't remember the fucking first kid's name. Anyways, I remember he was going through the same shit I was thinking about, and his daughter's just, barely younger than London. And I remember when London started fucking with the iPad, and, you start figuring out like, God damn, you play for a little bit here, and then it's just like $5 here, $6 here. You need to fuck around and end up spending hundreds of dollars. And he like said, he just went on this rant. He's like, Jesus Christ, you just fucking let these kids play some games. And I felt him on it. And I think I mentioned it on the pod, but one time, and I don't blame London. He doesn't understand. He doesn't know the concept of money. He's starting to get it now, and what he's doing now. And London is just such a brilliant kid. He's so fucking smart. He's reading at a young age. He's really, really gifted, mentally. And my son remembered the password to the iTunes, and I have separate passwords for all the iTunes. Like my wife has a different one. I have a different one. But London and Ryder and Kaya have the same iCloud. And he figured out the password, and he charged $138 fucking dollars to my credit card. And I was upset, but at the same time, like, I don't know. Like, one, of course, yeah, I got it, but it's just like, fuck, he doesn't get it, But anyways, going on back to the original point of what I'm trying to get at, why this podcast is different, is because food and candy and shit like that was a goal of mine for a very long time. It was even a goal of mine until I was like 21. Like, there was these motherfucking chicken strips that I loved back in the day. And This was like when motherfuckers really weren't on Jack in the Box like that. They weren't like, they didn't have a million locations or whatever. And I know it's a West Coast thing, but still, I was just like really like, it was like a big deal for me. Like I wasn't thinking about Lawry's or Mr. Child's or whatever, but like getting a burger was a big deal for me. You know, getting these things, having the money to go eat food on it just was, when I first got my job and I started, you know, I was selling candy, you know, in high school. I would buy basically, you know, $5 to $10 of the candy. There was candies for like 5 cents, 20 cents, and I'll just buy as many as I can for $5 to $10, and I would go make $20 in profit. And I felt like I was rich, you know. I would go fucking take the bus and go, you know, to the school with all the rich kids I went to high school with, went to school with, and I'd flip candy or whatever. And it wasn't like we were destitute or poor, you know. My mom just had different priorities, you know. She was really into education. She was struggling paying for my brother's tuition for his school, because you know, it was a big thing with Asians and school and everything. And just I mean, when we were in Koreatown, we lived in a 800 square foot 2-bedroom apartment. When we lived in Beverly Hills, my dad moved me there because he wanted me to be in a better school. And we lived in a single apartment, and it's 3 people, me, my dad, and my sister. My brother was already gone. He's a lot older than me. And it was 600 square feet. Do you know how fucking tiny that is? It's like New York style, but it's just like, it was fucking embarrassing, you know, going to school there and people like, oh, you shouldn't be, man, shut the fuck up. Motherfucker, I'm telling you, it was embarrassing. I was embarrassed. It was cool if I was back here in the hood and being in Koreatown, I wouldn't give a fuck because no one really judged anything. You know, I'm sitting here trying to talk to a chick and her fucking dad is fucking, you know, Billy D. Williams and shit. You know what I'm saying? This is true stories. I'm talking about everyone I talk to, you know, these people are living in $7-8 million houses back then. These are 20, 30, $40 million houses now. And some of the girls were just cool, you know, they fuck with me, but I was more self-cautious about the shit myself, you know. But I always wanted to be independent, you know, and just random small things were like I worked and saved up for. They meant they you know, they just got bigger and bigger. They were like goals, you know. Later on, it became Jordans. You know, then it became, you know, I graduated to Rolexes, and then it got to cars, you know, and then now, you know, more recently it got to lavish vacations and, you know, to bigger homes, you know, and property and other shit, just little crazy. You see my $1 million man cave, you know, why is it called that? Because there's over millions of dollars in fucking art and toys and shit, you know, it's a different thing. And I've put a lot of time and effort into this, but now truly like where I am today, and why I have this podcast is to share, you know, none of that shit really matters. I mean, to have it is cool. I love being in here. I'm recording in the $1 Million Man Cave right now. You know, just got a fucking plane from Seattle. Thank God it's only a motherfucking 2 hour and 20 flight. But I just want my kids to see the world. I want them to have the best life possible. I know it's not how I came up, but I don't want them to come up the way I came up. It's different. I can't just walk. I was walking the streets when I was 7, 8. I was walking to school at 5 or 6. My kids can't do that shit. I'm not letting my son walk. I don't know. And it just sounds crazy, but people are just, man, there was a dude fucking jacking off down the street, you know, and I'm like, bro, I should kill this motherfucker, you know? But anyways, going back, you know, my kids all had passports by the time they, you know, before they were 1 year of age. You know, they went to Mexico and the Philippines and different countries and things. And I wanted them to, you know, I wanted them to be worldly, you know. But my goal is so much more like, I always say this all the time. If I was single, first of all, I'd have AIDS by now. Do you know what I mean? And it would have been fucking God. But I'm talking, if I was single, I'd have been just fucking moved downtown and been back in the Ritz-Carlton or a fucking high rise and lived in a, you know, maybe a 2-bedroom, probably maybe a big 1-bedroom loft, high rise, something with a sick ass view. And I'd have had like 3 cars. I would have had a LaFerrari. I would have had a fucking, some kind of sedan. And then I had another fucking, maybe another crazy exotic. And those are just my dailies. Fuck it. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. But no, I got 3 kids, you know, hold down my entire family. And I just want to make sure that my kids are taken care of until they're at least adults, whether that be 18 or 21, until they figure out their own grind. That's what my goal is, and that's why I discuss this on this podcast. It's a little different than anything else. You know, some people are talking about, and I talk about current events, I talk about a lot of shit, and I want to get into all that in a little bit. I want to get into my favorite top 100 movies or 50 movies or whatever, my favorite rappers, all that stuff. We're going to get into all of that. We have plenty of time. I'm in no rush. Whether 25,000 people listen to this or 100,000 people listen to it or 75, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do this because I'm paying to have this podcast going. Do you know what I'm saying? The Dust Brothers, man, they do their thing, man. They ain't pressure me to do anything, you know, and It's sometimes a struggle to do 2 episodes a week, and sometimes it's like, yo, man, it's nothing. And I'm starting to stack episodes. And, some people, I see they don't have the consistency. And one thing about me is I kill myself over consistency. And I'm very punctual when it comes to time. I'm excellent. When it's one thing, I am fucking so good about time management. I literally do estimations all the time. All right. So anyways, my goal is to make sure the kids are taken care of till they figure out their own grind. All right. Except for maybe Kaya. I don't want Kaya to leave the house. All right. One day she's going to get married, I'm sure, and whatever else. And it just seems so far from now. But goddamn, life has gone so fast. It's a fucking blur. But I hope I can see that day that I can give my daughter away. And I'm probably going to cry like a little fucking bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like literally. And you know what? I don't know what it is, man. I think I'm just so tainted and just so fucking what's the word, man? I rarely cry anymore. I just don't. I think I ran out of tears. No lie. This is dead serious. I've been to so many of my homies' funerals from like 2005 to 2008 or 9. I must have lost like 8 or 9 real good homies of mine. It's fucking pathetic. No one should ever have to go through all this stuff. And it's just, man, it's just a fucked up thing. I made a new friend. I hope I didn't fuck up her name pronunciation wise, but Masika Kalisha. She's I had to like do some research. I've seen her, obviously on social media and stuff, everything, right? And she's I don't know where she's from, but I know she had a kid with Fetty Wap. I think they dated or whatever it may be, but she was on Love and Hip Hop, and she posted a meme, and she put, "It's not about homosexuality or heterosexuality. Stop promoting, in all capitals, sexuality to our children, period. Let kids be kids." That shit hit so different with me, all right? And her caption said, "This is for the fools that think it's okay, it's progressive when Disney has a gay couple kissing next to Nemo. No, my daughter's not watching Adam and Eve do this and let alone Adam and Steve." And she went on, and you can go to her page, Masika, Misikalysha. I follow her, so you can go on my page and whatever. And I had to hit her. I'm like, yo, you hit that shit so tough that you fucked my whole shit up. Because I think about that. And I took my kids to go see Adam's Family this weekend. And that shit was whatever. Kids liked it. London and Ryder was fucking with it. My wife, not so much. Me, I was on the phone doing some shit and whatever. I watched bits and pieces. It was all right. But my wife, we were walking back to the car, she just broke down to me. She's like, Disney movies aren't doing like, a love interest anymore. Like, you have Cinderella, you have this. And she broke down Frozen. And I remember we went to go see Frozen with London. I forgot. We went to go to the fucking Disney on Ice thing, whatever. And she didn't have like, the princess didn't have like a love interest. A guy, she was the love interest or whatever, the other thing, or she was kissing or some shit. It was like her sister. And they don't want to like push this thing. And it's just like, yo, man, this shit has gone so fucking crazy. Like people, and then I commented on this Masika's picture, and people are like, oh, great, another homophobe. Yo, do motherfuckers know how like partially gay I am? And I know people like, oh, yo, did Ben just come out the closet? Like, motherfucker, I don't give a fuck who you are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have so many gay friends, you know what I'm saying? Let alone powerful gay friends and whatever. And I know I've used the word fag, and I know people are like, oh, it's such a bad word here and there and whatever. And, and I don't ever want to offend anybody. People are like, oh, well, it's how, you said it and how I received it in certain things. And I get it. The world has gone super sensitive. And I've talked about this so many fucking times. But this shit has just gone motherfucking crazy. If they're trying to push the LGBTQ agenda on us, and if you ain't fucking with it, you're immediately homophobic. No, fuck you. Okay? I'm just agreeing with Masika. Yo, man, kids need to be kids, and they need to figure out when they figure out their sexuality. Like some people, like, oh, they're born with it. I believe it. Some kids, you just know. Like you see kids doing, I remember my boy Chance, his brother, he would be in the double dutch, doing, hopscotch and all kinds of shit. And I wanted to play with makeup when he was a boy and everything. It's just like, listen, you can try to sway your kid one way or the other, but you know what? If it's in him, it's in him. But you know what? Let a kid be a fucking kid. Don't put this shit on him. I don't know, man. It's just some weird shit. And I had an ex who had a kid, and I knew off top, I was like, yo, man, y'all got this dude fucked up. And on some other shit, and the way you are and everything else, and the way your brother is, because your brother's gay, and it's just, I just see it, and I already know dude gotta be gay, and not a big deal. I think he's like 18 or 19 now, and whatever, good for him. And I think about all this other stuff, and it's just like, yo, man, let them figure it out. I lost my virginity when I was 12, right? But like, I don't know, kids is making out and fucking around when they're 13, 14. All right, cool. Figure it out then. Do you want to kiss boys? You want to kiss girls? I don't know. But listen, all that shit beforehand, stop pressing motherfuckers for that shit, man. Shit is crazy. On to some other news, man. I canceled my trip to Australia. Supposed to be out there right now with Tyga. I gotta say congrats to Tyga. I just signed a multi-million-dollar deal with this record label, and those are just very rare and they just don't happen anymore. But again, I was in Tokyo, DC, New York, San Francisco, now in Seattle, and it's like, yo, I'm not getting vertigo, but I'm starting to feel crazy, right? And blood pressure feels cool. I don't know if I have a liver or fucking some kind of pancreatic issue. I'm going to go see a doctor as soon as I can because this shit's fucking with me. So I canceled a few trips. I am hitting the Bay Area this week, and I got all kinds of shit going on, but I just need to sit back and just relax. I haven't been able to smoke as much as I'd like to. I smoke every day. It's just like I just need to kind of chill the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? I rushed back home so I could put these finishing touches on Tyler's new piece. This is museum level quality shit, right? I see people in these comments talking about, like, they'll see like some other West Coast rapper or someone somewhat big, and like, oh, Ben's punching someone in the air right now, he's mad. Yo, you motherfuckers just like don't get it, right? Like, I'd rather lose money and or do something else. And even my cousin doesn't get it, my business partner. I'm just not at that where I'm at. You know what I mean? Like, I'm on some, yo, I didn't hit such a hard, high level. I've hit such a level that these fools can't even fathom, right? That I'm not making these pieces to make a bag. It's just not, I'm going to get my bag regardless. And the bag I get, it's going to take them 10, 15 pieces to go get that same money I'm getting. So anyways, man, I had to come back to this final polish and all these, and basically do this rhodium on Tyler's new piece. And like, you'll see it soon enough. Shit is fucking crazy. GQ finally put out this feature. Shot in the man cave. They did this feature on Bear Bricks, and it's kind of dope. They interviewed Jeff Staple and a few other people, but they did a feature on that. So if you go to GQ, and I don't know, it might be a digital issue, it might be actually a hard copy issue, I'm not sure yet, but check out GQ. The interview on me is pretty cool. I talk about little shit in depth with the Bear Bricks. For most of you people who have no idea what the fuck these dolls are, or whatever they are. Shout out to Master Dynamic. Obviously, they sponsored the show. They took care of all the headphones, and they sent me a crazy speaker. It's like a $2,000 speaker. And of all fucking people, Casey Musgraves hits me up, and she's like, oh, that's dope, or wow. I'm like, anyways, and I'm playing the song Honesty by Pink Sweats, and he's one of the very few fucking artists that have had just fucking dope ass substance music, you know what I mean? It was just fucking super fly. And he actually DM'd me and was like, yo, I hear that Pink Sweats, and we talked and chopped it up for a minute. But yeah, man, shout out to Master Dynamic. I'm trying to get into these golf lessons, trying to get these tennis lessons going. Shit, man, Halloween is right around the corner. Two things, man. Halloween and Easter have been the biggest holidays in my kids' family, like in my kids' life. That's just the biggest. Bigger than birthday than Christmases. Now they're starting to understand what a birthday is. But, Christmas too, they love the gifts. And it's like, I can't even tell you what London and Ryder asked for Christmas. It's just so fucking mind-boggling that I might need to fucking just sit them down and put them on timeout for a minute. Shit is fucking crazy. Speaking of which, we went to a Halloween party this weekend in Ontario for my new sister-in-law. Well, my sister-in-law. She's my new sister-in-law, her family, and they're always so good and so cool, and just like, man, dog, I just always have connected with the Latino community. They're Hispanic, and they're just dope ass good fucking solid people. And people are giving me shit because my sister-in-law's niece had makeup on, and she's 10 years old. And like, listen, y'all need to suck a dick. It's fucking Halloween. They should be able to fucking wear men. I need to start meeting some people and start fucking people up. Meanwhile, I'm driving home, And we're in the minivan. We're in the washed up minivan. By the way, some new coilovers are coming. So coilovers are coming. Shout out to Van Culture. I'm gonna have that bitch slammed on the ground. I'm not doing air in that bitch. I just can't. And it was just crazy. We're driving home, and my son Ryder goes, "Hey, Daddy, you know I knew a new song. I could sing a song." And he starts singing fucking Old Town Road. Now, let me tell you something. My kids are pretty hip. You know, they listen to fucking, they're like, "Oh, Alexa, say this. Alexa, play this, play that," you know, whatever. But for my son to fucking sing Old Town Road, that shit got me super fucked up. Like, I don't know. That's just some crazy ass shit to me. Meanwhile, my daughter is talking so much. I'm sure you guys saw that video where she's like, "I want Daddy," and she's missing me. And every time she sees a bag by the door, she's like, "Daddy, airplane," and she just knows I'm leaving town, and it just fucking kills me because that's my baby girl, and it just, fuck, man. What else, man? Kid Cudi shooting a documentary for his first album, Man on the Moon. I mean, they did the Complex thing, but now they're doing a documentary, and I'm going to be in it. And I think I already interviewed some parts of it, but he's going to be the first person to buy the actual Ben Baller Murakami collaboration. So sometime in the next 2 weeks or so, we're shooting this documentary. He's in Germany. Is he in Italy? Germany? He's in Italy shooting an HBO series or film or some shit, or like a mini series or something. But yeah, so Cudi's out there. That's my guy. He's put me in a documentary. Complex Con is coming up. That's where we're going to debut this Murakami collaboration. The shit is dope as fuck. I'm going to be walking the show with Cudi while he's shooting his documentary. So if y'all catch me, you're going to probably catch Cudi right next to me, and then he performs. He's the headliner. Very random as fuck. Cudi hit me this morning when I was on the plane, and he goes, "Hey man, I was just thinking, next year when I drop my album, when I do my my new show, why don't I jump onto your podcast?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, why don't you just fucking jump? You can fucking come on the podcast anytime you want to, Scott. Dead ass. My Aquarius brother, anytime you want to come on the fucking podcast, you are fucking all good. Yeah, you ain't even got to ask ever again. This shit is just amazing, right? Like, got some fucking just amazing guests. Like I said, Kevin Durant's gonna come on this show later. We got fucking I got fucking Jordan Belfort is coming on the fucking show. Yes, the Wolf of Wall Street next month. It's lit. I got fucking Wolf of Wall Street. God damn, this shit is crazy. The podcast is just getting better and better. I'm so excited for it. And on top of that, our numbers get crazier and crazier. Shout out to Crep Protect and Presented By. Presented By is the resale sneaker store in London. Super high-end, super dope. I did a tracksuit collaboration with them. By the way, sidebar, I will explain something to you guys. I just signed with a new sports ad agency. They represent like damn near 15% of the entire NBA. They represent Tiger Woods, everything else. I'm so fucking geeked to have actual representation on the ad side. Back to Presented By. You know how I dropped that black tracksuit? I got a little special one for Dubai. The first week of Dubai, it's going to be lit. I'm going to Seoul DXB. Seoul DXB is like a sneaker, obviously, convention. It's going to be fucking dope. And shout out to Crep and Presented By, sponsors of the Behind the Baller podcast. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Cameo. It's like some app where you can get a celebrity to shout you out. I just found out about it recently. I had some requests on there, didn't even know. I have it pretty low. I have it at $100. It's really low. And a couple of them expired. No big deal. But yeah, the Cameo app, you could search me on there. It's $100 for a shout out video. I made a video of some Asian dude, and he was real thankful, and I was kind of dope. I don't know. I see, like, there's a lot of fucking people on there, though. God damn. Even Bethany Frankel is a fucking damn near billionaire. She's on there. And right now, I'm just doing the shit for $100. You want a video shout out where I sit and personally shout your name out or your business, whatever it may be, go on Cameo and book me for a job. What else, man? VVS is in all MedMen LA stores. I think it's like 7 locations. So I'm going to hit MedMen downtown sometime this week. I'm going to hit West Hollywood. I'm going to hit Santa Monica. I'm going to hit Beverly Hills. I'm going to hit a few different MedMen stores just to check on VVS because, we're fucking crushing it right now. And again, thank you to everyone who showed up to the MedMen launch party. Shit was dope. I hope that most of you have got your Behind the Baller podcast T by now. And the fuck is this? Oh, it's my blood pressure machine. Anyways, back to that. You know what? I was saying blood pressure seems okay, but something's off. And yeah, I just need to go see a motherfucking doctor. So here we go, man. What are we talking about? Obviously talking about the motherfucking Seahawks, okay? Yeah, we took a motherfucking L. I woke up at 4:45 this fucking morning to get on a fucking 7 a.m. flight. Woke up at 4:45, got up, washed my ass, you know what I'm saying? Got dressed, got fresh, was in a motherfucking car at 5:45 because my plane boarded at 6 something. And this was a last minute thing. I mean, obviously I have season tickets, but like there was no first class tickets coming out of Burbank. I was not going to LAX. It just wasn't going to happen. So what I did was I bought the entire row. I didn't know you could do this until recently, but I bought 3 seats. So you have the whole row. And it was cheaper than getting a first class ticket, which whatever. And it wasn't that bad. You know, Alaska Airlines, the shit was lit. It was actually really cool. It was, it's like 2 hours, 20 minutes, and you have the whole row, and you just be chilling. I took my father-in-law, as you guys have known. I've spoke about this before. My father-in-law is a diehard Seahawks fan. He knows the fourth string. There's no fourth string in football, but he knows the fourth stringers. He knows who's injured. He knows the whole fucking squad. It's crazy. Every year, it's the roster. There's a lot of motherfuckers on that team. But yeah, so we landed in Seattle this morning. And we landed at like 9:45 or so, something like that, around 10 o'clock. And my father-in-law, I've given him some tickets before, and, he's taken my brother-in-law on it. And, they're like, yo, we take the train. I'm like, what train? We just take the light link rail, it just goes direct there. And the thing is this, I got a super fucking important meeting. So by the time you listen to this podcast, I'll be jumping in a huge meeting with Kevin Hart's people about the podcast, about getting video and doing all this stuff and a lot of progression. And I was like, what the fuck is a link light rail? Because usually my cousin Rex picks me up, or I got a homie, I take an Uber, and it's not a real big deal. But every time we get near Soto and we start getting near downtown, traffic gets real fucking bad. And it was raining all day today. It's fucking just Seattle rain. It wasn't pouring miserably, but it was raining. But it rained for 90% of the entire fucking game, right? Thank God I had poncho. And this train, it takes you from SeaTac all the way to you can go to the stadium, but then, it's closer to Safeco. Actually, it's called T-Mobile Park now, which just fucking changed recently because it was Safeco Park fucking, at least a month ago when I was at the Cincinnati game. But you take it one more stop past Chinatown and to Pioneer Square, and I get off the exit and I'm chilling, you know what I mean? I walk over, boom, I'm like, whoa. This fucking train is lit, super clean. You know what I'm saying? It's safe. It's a 35-minute ride, approximately 35 minutes. And if you've ever been to CenturyLink Stadium and you already know how crazy the stadium is, you trying to get I don't give a fuck if you have $1 billion. If you're trying to, unless you want to have car service that's just going to wait and get tickets or get shouted out by cops, there's police everywhere. You just can't unless you park at a parking lot, whatever. It's just a shit show. Period. Trying to get out of fucking Pioneer Square or trying to get out of CenturyLink, it's just parking there is just a fucking disaster. And then trying to get from CenturyLink. If there's no traffic, it's 2 a.m. and you're at CenturyLink, you're at 13 Coins, you're getting some food, and you drive to downtown to one of the hotels. You're driving to Four Seasons. Where the fuck you're driving to? Not Four Seasons. Driving like the fucking W. You will get there in 3.5 minutes. If you do it after a game, it's going to take you 50 minimum. Okay, let alone try to drive to the fucking airport. That shit might take a fucking hour. And, we ain't got that kind of time. So the game ends like right around 5 o'clock. And I'm thinking like, okay, well, we need to stop fucking around because my plane boards at 6:20. So we took the light rail back too. And that shit was just lit. It was packed in a motherfucker. I still had a place to sit. But it was fucking $5.50 round trip. And it's faster than Uber. And I know people are bugging out like, what the fuck? Kids are looking at me like, is that Bimbo? Why the fuck is he on the train? I don't know. If we had this shit here, like BART, I take the BART when I'm in the Bay. I love this shit. It was dope. I never did that shit before. But yeah, let's get to the fucking game today. The Seahawks are the best second half playing team in the NFL. We're always down. We're always coming back. We're always playing, doing some stupid shit. We're always getting fucking offensive fucking offsides and just all kinds of stupid ass, dumb ass things. And we usually fuck up early on. But this game, I don't know, man. For the first half, we had no defensive touchdowns against us. It was just like, it was crazy. I don't even know what to say. Fucking Peters gets traded immediately, and I've been talking about this shit like, yo, what the fuck? And, he got a pick six. Russell Wilson, he threw his first fucking interception of the entire fucking season, which is hats off to him. But I just feel like he was fucking off. And I swear to God, man, it is just so fucking irritating. We need to pass more. I know it's raining today and it was slippery, but motherfucking Russell can throw. The motherfucker was throwing some dope ass passes, but we just decide to run, and Pete Carroll wants to run all the fucking time. But when we needed to run on fucking second and goal, what do against the bitch ass fucking pussy ass Patriots? We throw the fucking ball and lose the fucking Super Bowl. Jesus Christ. I just don't know what to say. It's just fucking. But by the way, Lamar Jackson is just fucking unbelievable. I've been fucking with him since the beginning of the season. I'm just like, yo, this dude's insane. He's the new Randall Cunningham. If you don't know who the fuck that is, then fuck you, because I'm tired of you young motherfuckers not knowing your history. But he broke open us several times, and just, I don't want to speak bad about nobody on my team, man. Metcalf is a rookie. I fuck with him heavy, but today, man, bruh. And that fumble recovery in the fucking fourth quarter, that fumble recovery to a touchdown was sus. You do realize in the rule books in the NFL, a defensive player cannot go out of bounds and then come back in and recover a ball and take it in. I don't know, man. There was a lot of fucking roughing the passer calls that were on our side. We'll take them, but fuck, it's just a weird ass game. I gotta just shake it off. I don't know, man. I hit Quentin Jefferson. Thank God he was playing. He was on the possible injured list, and that's my dog. I don't know how to pronounce this, but I think Fluky, right? DJ, man. DJ reached out to me today. He's on the injured list right now, and I'll try to connect with him, man. Shout out to him. He's super cool. Reached out, was showing mad love today. We took the fucking L. I don't know what else to say. We got to go into Levi Stadium 7-2, period. We got to wax that. Listen, I don't want no close game against fucking Atlanta. We need to go to fucking Atlanta and whoop the Falcons' ass. Tampa Bay comes to us the week after. We need to tap that motherfucking ass, right? Then we got a fucking bye week, right? And we've made the playoffs before at 9-7, but I'm just not accepting that. We can do it, man. We got some shit. I know we lost this is for the fucking for the rest of the year, but listen, man. When we went 9-7 and we went to the playoffs, the SF wasn't even a factor. You know what I'm saying? The Niners weren't even a factor, right? The Rams were, but it's all good. You know what? Fuck these Niner fans. These bitch ass motherfuckers weren't in the stadium. Motherfuckers couldn't even sell fucking 30. No, they couldn't even sell 50-60% of the fucking stadium. It was dead empty the last couple years. And now they're playing. They're balling. Okay, cool. Guess what? Second half of their schedule is a lot tougher. So we'll see what's up, man. I don't think these motherfuckers is gonna do shit. My biggest nightmare is if the fucking Niners play against the Patriots for the Super Bowl, because I hate both those teams. So even if one of them wins and one of them loses, I'm not gonna be happy. I need motherfuckers just to die. You know what I'm saying? Like a bomb gets dropped on that motherfucking week. I don't know. Something's crazy. Speaking of which, man, people always say this stupid ass shit in the comments. They're always like, yo, man, you was a fucking bandwagon. This, man, shut the fuck up. Understand this about me, and that is the fucking absolute truth. I've never jumped to a new team. This is the first time, right? I was a Raiders fan for 30 years. I've explained this many times. I should have left them 10 years ago. But had the Seahawks already been on fire, like around 2009 and 10 or whatever, and I know they went to Super Bowl prior, but I'm talking about like they were like killing it. You know what I'm saying? Like if they were like already winning, like crushing shit. I jumped on before the Super Bowl, a couple years before that. I would have never fucked with them. Even though my father-in-law is a big fan and been a fan since whatever, I just wouldn't have, because that ain't me. I'm just not going to do that. I don't give a fuck. And I'm not like these LeBron fans who are like, I'm a fan of the fucking player. I'm going to jump from Cleveland to Miami to fucking West. Fuck, man. I just want to fucking stab those type of people. I've been rocking with the Lakers for over 30 years. In fact, almost 40 years. Been rocking with the Dodgers for 40 years. All right. And now I've been rocking with Seattle for over 7. But jumping on a team that's already winning in a major way is a big no-no. Cannot fucking do it. Sidebar. Today at CenturyLink in Seattle, I rocked a plain Jane military G-Shock to the game. Just felt good to rock something different. Wasn't really tripping. Didn't give a fuck. I love G-Shocks. Y'all already know. I posted a fucking picture at halftime. People are like, hey, you should watch the game. Why are you posting what? Shut the fuck up, you dumb fuck. It's halftime. God damn, man. So anyways, I just felt like being chill today, and everything else. And I posted this plain G-Shock. Was like, yo, guess what I'm rocking? And of all people, the Watch God himself, my bro, John Mayer, hit my DM. He's like, dude, I'm rocking a G-Shock too. And he shows me a picture. And this motherfucking G-Shock looks so goddamn complicated. That shit it confused me. And it was like, his G-Shock was like the Richard Mille fucking G-Shocks. It was just crazy though, that both of us today were rocking G-Shocks just randomly. Because that motherfucker's watch collection, forget about it. It's just ridiculous. All right. So listen, guys, I got a crazy episode dropping this Thursday. All right. Episode 23 is not one to be missed. I know this is a quick one, just about almost 40 minutes, but listen, I got to catch my breath. I'm building a nice archive of gems. These podcasts are archived forever. All right. The Jimmy Boy episode was surprisingly great. I'm going to have Jimmy Boy on maybe another time, maybe 2-3 times. We got more to talk about, but this week's episode features Jeff Staple. And it will also have I don't know how long I'm going to make it. I'm not exactly sure. But October 23rd is Jonas Bavakwa. You already know my bro. Rest in peace. His birthday is October 23rd. He would have been 42 years old. So I'm going to do a memoriam. And it's going to be fucking sick. We're going to talk about all the crazy shit. This motherfucker and just his ice game, his fashion game. He's just so ahead of the game, period. I miss him. There's not a day that does not go by in my life that I do not think about my bro Jonas. All right. And I'm going to get into some things that was some punk ass shit. We're just going to get into it. I had some reserves. I had some things I wanted to say. And my wife kind of was like, yo, you can't do that. You can't put that out there for his son to know and certain things. And I kind of was like, you know what? No, you may be right on some of this shit, but I'm going to air out some shit and I'm not going to hold back all the way. There's some shit that needs to be said. There was some punk ass shit that just happened. And a lot of people turned around after years that they come by, be like, oh, you don't want to say, you know what? Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Anyways, about to end this show, but I need to say congrats are in order to my guy, Matt Babel, and his beautiful baby mom's girlfriend, Shay Mitchell. Shay Mitchell is drop dead gorgeous, man. She's representing the Filipinas. This is my homie. I've known her for a long ass fucking time too, like way on before she had 27 million fucking followers on Instagram. But they just had their first baby. Congratulations on your newborn son. I love both of them so fucking much. They were both just here, less than a month ago for London's birthday party, right? And I've known, I'm so excited for them. She's so dope. She's a fucking gangster. Every time I hang out with Shay, more and more, she just fucking cracks me up. She's fucking crazy, right? Salute to them. Again, salute to the Dust Brothers. Salute to Michael Rappaport. Salute to the Young Shooter. Salute to Illegal Cartel. The whole Behind the Baller podcast family. All right. And of course, you already know what time it is. It's time for that at Lakey Inspired. My guy. We got to connect, my guy. Hope you listened to this episode. I know you got some shit. I need that jazzy beat. Dust Brothers, let's take them out with the Lakey Lake. Peace, y'all.